I suppose the first thing we say is congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Very, very well done. The year's biggest success, I'm told, in the region of 550 crores globally. I have to ask, is there any way while making a film to know that it's going to touch people in such a deep way, or it's going to have this sort of reception, or that people are going to embrace it in the way that they eventually ended up doing? To both of you. Go for it.
I mean, thank you, Rajeev. It's 584 crores.
Yes. Sorry. Of course.
But no. I mean, we knew we were on to something special when we first interacted with Mohit and read the script. We knew straight off the bat that this was a film that we needed to make. And through the making process also, my creative producer, Sumanna, who was on set with Mohit, kept telling me that something special is happening here. So that kept me very calm and my nerves in place. But so we knew that we were on to something. Would it be this? Right. We couldn't have imagined. We're really grateful for it. Yeah. But we always knew that there was going to be something special that Mohit was going to create.
What? So, Rajeev, what was really interesting is post, the previous film I had, which was like a quintessential studio film with a franchise and a big cast and more action and, playing all the tropes that we were told to do after COVID, which didn't do well at the box office. I realized that in all this thing, I had to make a film where my voice was heard when everyone was making those kind of films. So when I gave them the script and they agreed to come on board, it was amazing how I was only told not to make, they never put the pressure of making a successful film onto me. The only thing they said is make your best film with us. And give it your best music. So I have to thank Adi sir, I have to thank Akshaye, and all for taking that burden off me of trying to so-called play to make, a box office success or a blockbuster. Yeah. So yes, was I expecting this? No, I went to make a film that touched people's hearts, and I think that was what mattered the most to me. Yes, I love the collections that have come with it. It just validates the whole thing. Sure. But I thank these guys for letting me do it the way I wanted to make it.
I mean, now that there's some distance between the film, between you and the film, don't say you haven't, because I would imagine that you have sort of thought about it. Are you able to point to what it was? Because that's the formula that you have to, of course, bottle and sell, right? I mean, like, everyone wants to know, how do you do a Saiyaara? And I feel like, Mohit, you touched upon it when you said, take the pressure off success, make the film you want to make. But now that you can actually look back at it as a case study, because this is what our session is, a case study Saiyaara, what do you think it was about the film and about the release of the film and about everything about the film that's sort of done the trick?
No matter how much of a formula or a structure you try to put to a film, you can never really have the answer to this question. Right. If anyone says they know how to do it, they would only be successful films and they would never have.
But surely after it's out, you can sort of, you're able to point to what you think, and having heard the voices, having met people who, all those billions of people who are telling you that we loved it, surely there is some way to know.
So the thing is, when Adi sir and Akshay saw the rough edit, and it was a really bad loose edit, which was 3 hours, 15 minutes. Right. This is like 2 or 3 months before the release. And I was like, let me cut it down and stuff like that. I remember at that time itself, Adi sir was really confident saying, even if this film opens to 5 crores or 4 crores, it's going to do 100 crores. What I think he meant is that he had liked the film so much, even in its format, something had worked in the film. Can I duplicate it? It's been this kind of love, I think, the last time I got. I've had successful films, but the love was Ashiki got this kind of love. And you can never plan this kind of thing, to be honest, Rajeev. Whenever you try to do it again, I try to imitate it, and Hamari, it doesn't come across. So if anyone says they know the thing, and so to be honest, we are planning to do a film together again. And when I went and met them again, I said, this is a new audience. The newer people, or Akshay, who are coming up to me and saying they like this film. I've never had 60-year-old aunties coming saying, Beta jeete raho. Bahut achhi picture, but like, this is a new audience for me. I know the guy who gets up and beats his chest. I know that guy. I've done that in my previous films. But this was a new audience for me, and the only advice I got from all the seniors was you cannot go out there, keep trying to put a formula and what worked for the audience. The only way you can do it is start afresh, go back to the crease, weigh the circumstances, the pitch, everything. And just like a batsman, you've made 300 in the past, but you can get out of the duck. Go out there and bat again like it's your first match ever again.
Akshay, for you, I mean, you have to put a slate together. You have to take something away from this to know what to do again or what not to do or what worked.
I think my biggest learning from Saiyaara is be authentic. I think that's what our audience has taken from the film. You know, this film is, Saiyaara has broken a lot of norms. It's broken a lot of myths that we had about our industry. We made a theatrical film with newcomers. We made a love story when people had written off love stories. We had audiences that actually made our theaters into concert halls. So there's been a lot that has come our way, and I think it's only come because A, we were honest to the film, and Mohit made an authentic film. He chose actors that today we can call them stars, but the audience made them the stars. They were actually newcomer actors, but who were brilliant. So what we also learned was, when you're launching talent, you better make sure that those actors are damn good actors, because it goes such a long way and it makes such a big difference. If Mohit, who's created Saiyaara, but has also been aided by Ahan and Aneet in such a big way, you know. So it's a great mix of everybody playing at their A game that has come together. But for me, my biggest learning, and when I'm putting a slate together today, it's that, you know what, it must feel authentic and it must be on paper. If it has to be on, it's very, very important.
2025, we still have to state this.
What you want to make, you got to damn well see it on those pages.
You know, what do you, and I mean, I feel like this is a question actually that's probably meant for someone not on the team, but I feel like, you know, especially you, Akshay, could perhaps take, what does this mean? What does the success of Saiyaara mean for this industry? Especially, you know, given that the theatrical experience was almost written off up until something like this goes and does so well. Like you said, every belief, every kind of thing that was, you know, everything, you can't make a blockbuster with newcomers, you went and did it. You know, you can't have a theatrical film that does this kind of numbers with newcomers, you went and did it. What does it say for the business going forward, you feel?
I think...
and how does it embolden you as a producer?
Yeah, I think it's when I look at it, I feel it's a great time to be making movies. If you are, like I said, and I'm at the cost of repeating myself, if you're true to what you want to make, and you put in that time, like Mohit put in that time into the script. He made sure that when he came, he's been living with the script for years. And it just so happened by chance that we interacted and this all came together. But today when I look at it, you have to be true to what you want to do. I know it sounds like everybody's being true.
And sorry, I'm jumping in. I want to say, what does that mean? And only in your own experiences, because if both of you have made films before and after, you still made it with the truth and with the authenticity that you believed. I mean, so what does that really mean in tangible terms? What were we doing wrong before and after?
I think, so one is that I don't think we were doing anything wrong, but when I look at it, what we were doing right, and especially in Saiyaara, I think we got the music right, so important today, especially for theatrical films. I cannot stress the importance of hit music, that it contributes to the opening of a film. And like Mohit said, when we first reached out and we spoke to him, our first ask was, Mohit, this has to be your best album. And he bloody delivered.
No pressure, no pressure.
So we just said, Mohit, make your best film and give us your best album. And he did both, of course. But I think music, we got the music right, which contributed in a huge way. We started marketing the music way earlier. because that was our learning as well, that music takes time to grow. So you need to let it become a earworm, and that contributes immensely. I mean, for a newcomer film to open at 22 crores, where the actors were not out there promoting the film, it was the music and the trailer that did the job. So again, music one. Second, the trailer. It is so important because in today's day and age, where attention span is so short, people make a decision about your film based on that 3-minute asset. And I saw it happen in Saiyaara, where, of course, the film was tracking to a certain level, and we knew we had something good going for us, but I couldn't quantify it at the time. But the trailer just took the feeling and the emotion of this film somewhere else. And Mohit can add to this, but you know, the trailer just delivered for us. So music and trailer are two big learnings for me from Saiyaara.
I mean, I was fortunate enough to work with a company like this that, you know, I actually, like all other, you know how this works, Rajeev, when we go and meet a producer, we go and get a casting ready so that you get the film made.
Right.
And that's actually to make the film commercially viable. Even, you know, sometimes you so badly as a filmmaker, I'm not saying it's a wrong thing, you want the film to be made so badly that you think you can work out the casting. The first thing they let go was, why are you making this with established people? This is first love. This requires people to be newcomers in the film. So I think yes, this was a time that we were dictating things with the cast that we were trying to do, and we were first getting the film happen, then we were trying to course correct. That never really happened. Certain fundamentals I think I really enjoyed in this film were, like, you know, the music was cast before I think Aneet was cast in the film. Because we were making the music while the casting of the girl was happening. But that's how important, we stopped giving that importance. Invariably, people are starting films and then calling a music company and all. You know, most of the music directors I worked with told me they don't even know which film their song is going to go to.
Yeah, they're just casting.
They're just speaking to, you know, really, you know, good producers who have a great ear to give them some music and bank it, and then they will give it to their director. And then they get to know, oh, it's coming in that film. Every song in this film was made for the film. You know, every song was written to the situation.
Right.
And it's an unpopular belief that you have to be very
really
situational.
held us till the end for that song, right? I mean,
That was intentional because, as you would see, these fundamentals are right. I mean, it would give away the climax. It would give away what the film is. So I think what I really enjoyed here, which was different from the places I've been, but the authenticity, as he mentions. You know, it is a bigger thing when you're making a film with new people. You probably don't have the sales. They don't sell anyways, but you don't have the sales.
Thanks, Mohit.
You know, like, they do everything on their own, which is a great thing.
how was that no pressure for you?
Yeah, it was, you know, because I'm like, guys, normally we know what to work around because we know, and they do everything on their own. They do the music on their own, they do everything, distribution, everything's them. And, but it's amazing, you know, yeah, there was a discipline that you have 60, 63 days, 4 days to make the film. But there was never, ever, once that was all done, it was always about make your best film, give him whatever he wants to, in the sense, emotionally, that he doesn't have the problem. And I think that is liberating, Rajeev. I think what people do wrong is, yes, discipline is important, reality, budgets, there are realities. Right. You have to work around it. Right. But don't compromise on the fundamentals. Like, I know they did bend a couple of rules to work with me, like one being working with multiple music directors and lyric writers. That's something they've never done. Right. But they understood that was a strength I probably had. And they said, I remember Adisa telling him, let Mohit work the way he wants to work.
Right.
Even if we don't do it that way. So that takes a lot. Sure. After being the biggest studio in the country, to change the way you work for someone coming from outside in a newcomer film. So, I mean, I know they were making different films and really big films, which were 300-day films. Yeah. But I think I got the same love that being a newcomer film myself.
What does the success of Saiyaara mean for the star system, which you've really sort of shattered?
He can say that.
Well, see, today Ahan and Aneet are stars. So they're part of the system.
And what a great strategy in terms of just sort of getting them to stay mum. Again, breaking the rules in terms of everything that was the done thing. Yeah. You decided we don't have to do it.
You know, we went all in, Rajeev, on this film. And because it was the first studio project that we were doing with a director from outside YRF, we actually said, you know what, let's take a leap of faith on a lot of decisions that we would normally not take. So, like Mohit talked about working with multiple composers, that's his process, and we knew we wanted the best out of him. So our job was just to aid him to be able to do the best that he can. With Ahan Aneet, actually the strategy of keeping them hidden was when we cast them itself. We said, you know what, we're making this film. We are very confident of their performances. I'm very confident that Mohit is going to deliver a creatively very good film. So let's not allow our actors to be judged by an Instagram reel or an interview going wrong, but rather than let people pass judgment on their performances on screen. So, and that strategy worked.
Is that a strategy that will work for every film?
Well,
I
hope more people try it. I'm still to see producers and directors try it after Saiyaara, and everyone is. Because what you have to be very sure and secure about is the film you've made. If you are secure about your content and you're sure about what you're putting out there. See, a different thing was I didn't have pressures also of actors. Because I was working with newcomers, I could decide a few things and they would agree. When you're working with stars, it's not always going to be one way. It's very tough for stars to say, listen, we will not do anything and sit back and let the assets only do the talking. So I'm not sure if this is how replicable it is and how often it gets replicated. But I hope more people are willing to go out there and just back their instincts on this, because we did that.
You know, when the dust settles, what do you hope that Saiyaara will be remembered for? Both of you.
I don't want the dust to settle at all. that's as fair as
Too soon that question
that's
came.
too soon. But yes, I mean, what Saiyaara has done, for me, honestly, Rajeev, is very personal. It was very liberating an experience, where it didn't have to be that I had to cast someone just to make a film. I've done this repeatedly in 2 decades, and you were always told that you can't do it again. So it's very liberating for me that today, I mean, I obviously do need a producer that backs me, but backs my vision, because I essentially am not a very money business kind of guy. But as long as someone believes in me, I know I can go there and make a film with authentic actors and make a good film that does the numbers. I've done it for 2 whole decades, right from the beginning of my career. But what I would want, what Saiyaara has done is essentially, was really nice, a very senior filmmaker. I mean, Karan Johar, I met him post, and I really like him. He met me post the film to just talk to me, and he said, thank you for the film you made. He really liked the film. But I was telling him how a lot of the, you know, of late we've been dividing the world of entertainment as South directors and North. We've been doing that. I don't know why we do that. I personally am a fan of a lot, but all of them did call up when they saw the film, saying that they really liked the film. And I think it was Karan who actually pointed this out. It's like it's been years since we ever, you know, we've been calling them up and really praising their film. They haven't, for a change, they've been calling up and, you know, really, and it's without name throwing. It is actually, this is what I think film, the Bollywood film, if you want to call it that, what we were known for. It's what I went every Diwali to watch, a YRF film when I was young, and I think I would like to be
Sort
there.
of takes us back to what we loved about the movie.
Yeah, about the movies. This is what we come fall in love was how we always saw movies, and I'm just happy it stays that way, I think.
Akshaye?
You know, Saiyaara is now a legacy film for us. It's done so much. It's the highest grossing love story of all time, which is an incredible feat to have, especially with 2 newcomers. It's got a music album where we actually hit number 4 on the Spotify global chart with this title track. Never happened for a Hindi song. So there were so many exciting moments that happened with this film. I mean, I remember the week of release, Instagram was taken over by Saiyaara Reels. And you know, I thought it was only my Instagram because I was following Saiyaara, so maybe my algorithm was throwing it at me. But everybody I spoke to just kept talking about the reels that were being made. but to a point where people thought it was our PR stunt to park people in theaters, carrying
Being
us,
and breaking down,
carrying
and all
us,
sorts of things.
coming in on a saline, or the guy who took off his shirt and started dancing, and all.
Proposal. There were a couple of marriage proposals that happened as well. Yeah.
And this was all organic. It was amazing to see what a pop culture moment Saiyaara created. So it's got all these things, and we have so much to be thankful for. Honestly, Saiyaara has been blessed. We've been blessed because of Saiyaara, and it will always be in the top legacy films of IRF for us.
It's the little film that just became unstoppable. I'm told time's up, but I want to quickly sort of also touch upon something that Mohit said. In this business, as we all know, not everyone's happy for each other when you're successful. But I feel like this was something that the industry just embraced. There was a genuine joy and affection, and I think it came from the fact that this felt like it was not designed. These guys didn't set out. It's something that happened to these guys, and everyone saw hope that it could happen to us next if we sort of do it. Did you feel that? Did you all feel like sort of the warm hug from the industry, from peers, from contemporaries?
What was amazing, I had a really successful film about 10 years back in my life called Villain, and it had a gush of like, the opening number was supposed to be small. That was also relatively new cast, and they're all one film old, and that number came, and overnight it came open to like 16 or something, and there was this rush, and we were like all, I remember, but when they have screenings on the day of release, and An's family was seeing it, and my family had seen it that day, and I remember the numbers started coming in, then Ayan Mukherjee had gone to see it in the theater, Alia was calling, all that love was coming, but suddenly the numbers were coming in too. Akshaye was, at one point he stopped telling me this, and we just started enjoying the love that we were getting from people. I think it didn't, trust me, I've celebrated more for a Villain 16 and a half than a 23 of this film, because, the celebration of it, but the love was so humbling. I remember telling my wife this for the whole week after that, or a month I think, that every evening, don't disturb me. Everyone's calling because they watched the film from all over the world. This is all filmmakers. Competitors, people who didn't believe in me, other producers. Surprisingly, they all feel it's their win. And I've never seen love like this for a film in the 20 years that I've been making films. I've been the underdog praised. I've been the top dog pulled down. I've got it's expected. It could have been better, but never this. I think it became everyone's liberated move to love this film, because I think quintessentially it didn't have, and actually didn't have, Rajeev. We didn't do anything planned in this film. We just went honestly with everything that we felt.
I think, Saiyaara was actually an industry win. That's how people looked at it, because even the number of calls and messages, like he said, that we got, I think everyone, and you rightly said, everyone felt this could be us. This was not done by design. Like I said, there's the power of divinity. And people were genuinely happy that there are two new actors who are now part of this industry. Where all of us, actually, we are all so keen to have more talent come in. And it's so important for the ecosystem to grow that the more actors that join the industry, the better it is for all of us. So when a win like Saiyaara happens and audiences worldwide have embraced two newcomers, the industry feels like that's their win. And I think that's what Saiyaara was.
And one question before I let you go. What was the one compliment or the one call that kind of made you speechless or just brought tears to your eyes? I'm out of the dozens and hundreds that you received.
For me, it has to be the conversation, I think, that Mahesh Bhatt and Adi sir had. I think that's something, when I go down, I'll tell, when I'm old and my daughter wants to do something in life, not even if it's not connected to movies, where two greats from this industry spoke about my film and exchanged conversation about how one was thanking the other. Mr. Bhatt was thanking Adi sir for giving me the wings and allowing my vision to fly, which he felt he had not. It was almost like, it was real. And Akshaye was passing me Adi sir's messages, and I was passing him Bhatt sahib's messages, and I was just crying. These are both people I have, one I went to the theater to watch his film Dilwale Dulhaniya and decided I want to be a director. and the other was Mr. Bhatt, who's mentored me. And it was, I don't know, I just felt like a child who's come out on his own, and they're just acknowledging that. This is something I'll never forget, I think.
Oh, lovely. Akshay, for you?
I think, not to sound cliche, but the best reaction I got was from my wife. And I was the happiest that she said, okay, after 20 years, now I understand what you do.
Right.
And she loved the film, and she watched it. She's watched it over 5 times already. And every time she watches it, she's just filled with pride and joy. And that gives me a huge amount of happiness.
Well, more power to both of you gentlemen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I remember watching the film and not being able to really understand what it was, but I just felt swept. You know, the film just sweeps you. It just takes you on this journey, and you're not questioning anything. My cynical critic hat, which I've left behind, it just didn't work. I just remember enjoying it thoroughly, and I know I speak for sort of millions who felt similarly. So more power. Congratulations. You're doing a film again. I believe. Cannot wait to see what you do next. I think everyone is looking forward to seeing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so
All the
much.
best.
Thank you.